Good morning, family. Welcome to HGW Community 72. I am Miss B Bohemian Soul, and welcome to the channel if you are new here. If you are not new here, thanks for coming back, tuning in. Please consider liking this video, sharing this video with someone that you think it resonates with or it will resonate with. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel. I am still in the process of growing the channel. And to all of those that recently subscribed, I subscribed. I thank you. For those of you that have remained subscribers, I thank you. Because truth be told, like the last week, I've lost subscribers. People have unsubscribed. People have subscribed. But thank you. So, and there is something that I always say in a lot of my videos, if you watched, and one of the things that I'll always say is the truth of the matter. And that's literally going to be the title or part of the title of this video. The truth of the matter, it's abuse. I will be definitely pulling from or speaking to personal experience. So I'm not talking from textbook. I'm not talking from the definition of what abuse is or anything like that. I am talking to personal experience. And this definitely can be applied to anyone's life. But this specifically is going to women. Let me say this. I still adore and love men, and this is not a shot to men. This is a video to help women in particular recognize that they may be in, or they are in, not that they may be in, they are in a abusive relationship and they need to get out. And so I'm really going to talk to what it looks like, how it may start off, but know that it is the fact of the matter, it is abuse. So usually when you are in an abusive relationship, you are in a relationship with an abuser, and we know that there are different types of abuse, right? There is a mental, emotional, physical, right? Mental, emotional, physical. And then we can break those down into subcategories and all of that, but those are the three main ones. And the crazy thing about it is it usually will start with the emotional abuse, and then it will progress to the mental abuse, right? And usually when you're in the state of dealing with an abuser, mentally, you then will allow, if it gets to that point, the physical to start. Hence, that was the purpose of me ending my 14-year marriage. It became physical. And it's such a sneaky thing, because it will start emotionally and you don't even realize it. How does it start emotionally? I'm going to give some examples. This is real live, y'all. I'm literally at the ATM getting some money out. So, how does it start emotionally? You know, emotionally, he will, and this is for a relationship between a man and a woman. I mean, I'm sure that it could go for any other way, but this is what I'm speaking to, a relationship between a man and a woman. And so emotionally, he will start to say things like, or he will start to devalue your emotions. Like, your emotions don't count. So let's just say it's that time of the month for the average woman, you know, and you know, you may be a little bit more sensitive, and it will look like you know, maybe something will be said like, oh, you didn't do a good job, you know, cleaning up the house, you know, or, you know, something like that. And you're like, what, you know? And he will respond like, you know, don't start walking around the house sulking and not speaking to me, and you know, you too emotional. Well, one, yeah, you are emotional because, you know, the average woman that time of the month, you know, you become very emotional. So that's just a prime example. You know, your emotions are not valid, and he will start to talk down to that emotion, your emotions. And not for nothing, as women, we are what? We are emotional beings. That is what the buffer is for us being nurturers, you know, being mothers. You know, you may be, I know for me, like, I would have conversation with our daughter, you know, about, I don't know, maybe she got into a spat with a friend of hers at school or what have you. Or it would be like, my son got into something, because my son is such a boy, like boy, 1000% boy. And I would talk to him, and I'm in education, so I would talk to him maybe about how he could have handled the situation a little bit different, because it's not always about just going hands on, you know, because my son reacts like that, you know. He's shorter for his age, and he, you know, he's not letting anybody get up in his face. He's going to react, you know. And I would have had conversation with him about that. And, you know, my ex's response, or your person's response, will be like, don't talk to him like, you know, he's a female, you know, getting him to react in his emotions. And so in the sense, he's using the boy, the son, to get at you, again, making it seem as if your emotions are invalid. Then it goes on to build up to the mental. Because what happens is, if emotionally as a woman, your spouse or your significant other is not validating you, it starts to play on your mental. It will start to play on your mental, to where you start to question, as a woman, am I too emotional? You know, they'll start to say things like, you're not as strong as you think you are. You can't handle life situations without me. Without me, you can't handle life situations. So that starts to play on your mental. The fact of the matter, you are dealing with an abuser. When mentally you become unstable, because of the things that he says to you. This is when you know it's gotten bad. Time has gone on. Emotionally, he's abused you. Mentally, he's abused you. But this is a prime example, and if when this happens, you need to end it. When you two are intimate and things have ended and you're turning or giving him your back and you start to cry, you start to weep, because emotionally, mentally, you feel like crap. And you've just been intimate with your husband, your protector, the father of your children, your life partner. And you also, not only do you start to cry and you start to weep because you're just hurt emotionally and mentally, you're weeping. It's your spirit, it's your soul that's really crying out. And the crazy thing is, they hear you and they know that you're crying and you're weeping, and there is no comfort. There is no bay turnover. I'm sorry. You know, you guys may have gotten into an argument or something earlier that day, a couple of days ago, and this is supposedly makeup sex. This is a grown channel, and it's not. And before, you know what I'm saying, when it was makeup intimacy and makeup sex, you know, there would be the reassurance, the holding you know what I mean, pulling you closer to him, rubbing on your back, whatever, and there's nothing. And you know, and not that you like bawling because you want like him to recognize that, because usually it's very subtle, it is very quiet, and then you'll usually have to end up going to the bathroom, blow your nose and all of that stuff, you know. And he knows, like, you know, when you got up to go to the bathroom to clean yourself up, to blow your face or whatever, you know, he felt the pillow was wet. And then sometimes you'll come back, what's wrong with you? And even in your answer, he knows. But there's no real intimacy. There's no reassurance. Only the abusive reaction. And that's avoidance. And then eventually it turns into physical. And the physical will start like a subtle type thing. Like you two may be arguing and he may bump chest you, or walk past you and brush up on you, or he may throw something where it almost hits you. But usually it's like a bump chest, or walking past you, or even like you're arguing and it gets very intense, you know, and it may even be like the finger, you know, in your face, or the threatening messages of what I'm going to do to you. The fact of the matter, you are in a relationship with an abuser. And I'm not going to get all into the red flags that you saw beforehand. Because, you know, if you're in a marriage, you got children with this man in the beginning, you know, you see these little things, but you do. You got children with him. You took vows with them. You love him. You adore him. So you're not just running for the hills. This is the father of your children. You are a resilient woman. So you took these vows not to get out of it, but to work through it. Work at it. Stay in it. To death do you part. But there will come a time where death or close to it will happen. That's what happened for me. I literally had to fight for my life. Literally, I was fighting for my life. And obviously, one, came out with a lot of bruises, lot of bruises, you know, a lot of bruises, a lot of scars. I actually have a scar on my face from him, you know. So you don't want it to get to that point. If it emotionally you're feeling abused, mentally you're feeling abused, not valid, not validated, and then it gets to the physical, it is what it is. It is abuse. And you need to get out of it. And the truth is, we have this great thing called intuition. This is much longer than what I expected it to be. But in the beginning, you know, when you find yourself writing things down on how you're going to exit, that is your sign to do it. Because that's what we do, that intuition. It is time to get up out of here. You know? So many women have lost their lives because they stayed, they remained. Don't. So that's what I wanted to talk to, family. Get in the comments. Share this with someone who you think it may resonate with. Remember, be great to yourself because you are great. Be great to your family. They deserve your greatness. Be great to your community. Without love, self-love first, we have absolutely nothing. And as always, clarity is key. But without consistency, we have no balance. And again, the fact of the matter, it is abuse. Don't question yourself. Family, be well.